TSart Abandonment Adventures. Today is an art creation day. I will be working on the collection 12 Days of Christmas. Series number 1, Sparkle and Shine. In this series, I will be upcycling these small jars into jewelry pieces that can be used as necklaces, car ornaments, or you can even hang them on your Christmas tree. Step number 1, prep the pieces. The first step is removing the plastic tops. I won't be using them for this project, but I do keep them in case I need them for other projects. Then I clean the outside of the bottles with a disinfectant cloth. The next step is to clean the inside of the bottles. Now, a tip is to get the cotton swab a little damp, and that way if there's any glitter in the inside of the bottle, it'll remove that residue. The last thing that I do is I use a food grade powder to put in the inside of the bottles to keep out moisture. If you get any of the powder on the outside, you just simply have to take the disinfectant cloth and wipe it back off. After the pieces are completely prepped, then you will move on to the next step. Step number 2, assemble the stoppers. You want to start out by making a guide hole in the cork. This is very simple to do. Just use the eye pin and push it through the cork and then remove it, and you will now have a guide hole. I actually use E6000 when I'm assembling the tops of the bottles because it helps make it a little bit more permanent. So I simply put E6000 on the eye pin, then put the bead on the eye pin, put more E6000 and run it through the guide hole of the cork. Then clip off the end of the eye pin that's too long and double it over. While we're waiting on the E6000 to dry, we'll move on to the next step. Step number 3, fill the bottles. In this series, I'm using beads to fill the bottles, and in fact, 2 of the beads came from Gatlinburg. Now you can use anything that you want. The big thing is make sure you leave room at the top for the cork to fit in nicely. And I actually, before I seal it, I actually go and check and make sure that the corks will fit. And if they don't, I can take out a little bit of the beads. Step number 4, seal the bottles. In this step, I use E6000 and put a small layer of it around the top of the bottle, push in the corks to completely seal them, and then I attach a jump ring to the top of the corks. After these 6,000 dries, go on to the next step. Step number 5, assemble the necklace. You can use all kinds of different cords to make the necklaces. For me, I actually like this cord because to me it's a little bit more elevated, and these are, in my eyes, art pieces, and therefore having the finished cord makes that elevation that I like for my pieces to represent. Now that the pieces are assembled, let the abandoning begin. If you have liked what you've seen, push the like button, leave a comment, and follow. A big shout out to everyone who is joining us on this new abandonment adventure. I love hearing from individuals who have found a piece of the art, and if you are one of the finders, you can send me information on where you found the piece or any special story. You can send that information to the email address on the business card. You can send a message to the Facebook Art Abandonment group, or you can leave a comment down below. And as always, happy abandoning.